So, I mean, just to take that forward, Karan and Shiv, I mean, the last part of it, when you have with increasing touch points, brands coming up with new touch points or channels getting evolved through the day, how do you really get into, in your respective businesses, get into predictability of those channels? Let's say I have a new channel today, a T-commerce or any X-commerce evolves today. How do you really get predictability to that in your respective business? Because it's something which is largely unknown, right? And it's a gray area altogether.
So,
Karan, I mean, first if you could.
So I think first, before I get into that, I think what's really changed is that some time ago, e-commerce or let's say digital online was looked at as an opportunity for offline brands or brands in general to now capture this new market. Very quickly, of course, the world over it's already happened, but even in India now, it's not an opportunity anymore, but a necessity. So I mean, today, even if I find a new small restaurant next to my office, I go in and I'll type it in Google and I want to see the website. The fact if I don't see the website and I don't see the menu out there, I actually doubt the credibility or the quality of the food. And that's really what's happened, that brands today, whether e-commerce, digital, wherever, have to communicate where the customer is. They have to go where they are. With internet penetration, mobile phone usage, customers are consuming more and more online. So I think this conversation about channel, it's very important to understand that this is not only an opportunity that we're looking at or talking about, but this is also us trying to sustain the brands that we've built in this new sort of consumption ecosystem. Coming to your question now about predictability, I actually feel the only thing that is predictable with at least our business with e-commerce is the unpredictability of the business. So it's predictably unpredictable. I think the difference which separates and what makes this business more exciting than the others at the stage that it is in India is how dynamic it allows you to be and how quick on your feet you must be. It's not a matter of years where trends and user behavior changes, it's a matter of months. To give you an example, we had a situation about 4 months ago where in India about 70% of email is on Gmail. So what Google decided abruptly about 6 or 7 months ago was to add a promotionals tab within their email inboxes, which essentially meant that all the promotional emails that a company or companies like ours would send out now would have a higher chance of going into spam and promotional tabs and not sort of being read by the users. So now this was not predictable. What changed what differentiated companies on how best they reacted to this and the things they did to then sort of combat it. And this happens day in and day out. Google or Facebook or frankly, a VC who's going to fund your next competitor is not giving you a heads up. Right? It's changing day in, day out, and I think it's a matter of how agile and dynamic one can be. And I think a lot of the people who are in the e-commerce space are within that mold. And that's the reason they're in the e-commerce space. If they wanted to be in a predictable business, e-commerce is probably the worst line for them.
Thank you.
So there are two aspects of it. Predictability about consumption happening on this medium. I think that is a no-brainer.
Okay.
This is what is going to be. But whether I and you as player, how much predictability can we build for our growth or our business? That's a challenge. Because we are chasing a moving target. It's a dynamic space. So there's a fundamental difference here in terms of, you set up in the offline world a store in a high street. High street is well defined. For a high street to change, it may take 10 years or 15 years. In the digital world, high street today is Google or Facebook, right? And tomorrow it could be something else. We don't know. That's where the unpredictability of your business in this channel becomes. Now, if it is about the consumer going in and consuming through this medium, it's only the device which will change. Their predictability is always there, is almost there. It could be the desktop, from desktop we have moved to laptop, from laptop, tablet and phone. It could be something else tomorrow. But the consumption by the consumer is a reality.
So how do you predict? How do you get to prediction? Just try.
So you have to be there. The trick of the game is you have to be there trying to be ahead of the curve, which is again trying. You cannot be, it's very difficult to be ahead of the curve in this game. and some smart kid can only be ahead, right? So that's the reality. So you have to keep on trying. Something may click in, that's when you make your deal.
And you have a very nice term for that as well, right? For awesome. No.
Yeah, flossom, I
Flossom.
would say.
So in a nutshell, I think for any new evolving channels, if I understand, it's more about conversing, continuing the conversation, and channel agnostic. Channels don't matter, channels will evolve, but I think we have to continue the conversation and make sure that we retain the customer. That's from our end. Any questions, anything you guys have in mind which you would like to throw open to the panel?